Hello, I'm John Rushton, and welcome to another edition of The Emotions Expert. I'm going to start today's title with None of Your Bloody Business, and I'm saying this because quite often today in society you're asked so many questions which are of no value to other people other than just pure interest to suit what they want to do, how they think, to satisfy their ignorance about you or what you're doing. Now, there's no problem with asking people things because if you don't ask, you don't get, and if you don't ask, you don't know. So it's very important to be able to ask people, and some people don't ask enough, and therefore they get into a bit of a pickle in life because they're almost sort of self-redundant because they don't say anything. But you get people in the street asking you for surveys, who you are, what you are. You get people on the internet asking you the same kind of thing. If you actually join an organization, they ask you dozens of questions for your preference, basically so they can market things towards you for their benefit, not for yours. Of course, they tell you it's for your benefit, but it's for their benefit. They don't need this information to process what you want to do and where you want to go. It's all ancillary stuff. Everything is pre-formed and it's sold off to other parties so they can bombard you with adverts and goodness knows what. A lot of things around you are what you want to do. Your life is private. It's what you choose to do, how you want to do it, the way you want to do it. And you may have lots of little things within your life that you want to keep to yourself. It's not there's anything to be ashamed of or anything to cover up. It's just that you don't want people asking you endless questions just because they find it interesting or they don't understand what you're doing or they find it fascinating. Therefore, it's the amusement aspect of it. You're not a puppet or a pop-up toy or a point of information or an information centre for everybody around you. You are you. And it's very important that you keep what you do to yourself. Sometimes if you have a goal in life and you want to do something, it's quite often more important not to say much about it. Because if you do say much about it, particularly to those around you, they keep on asking you, and how are you going and what are you doing and have you done this yet? Oh, you haven't done much, have you? I thought you'd have been further on than last time. All this is superfluous and needless information. You don't need it. And quite often, if you talk a lot about what you're doing and where you're going to go and what you want to do, you actually physically lose the impetus because you've actually said it. You've actually said something now, and the desire to keep on going has been reduced. And that is actually quite a strong sort of psychological thing. So don't go around telling everybody everything about what you want to do and how you want to do it, because if it changes, and they ask you again, and they say, oh, I thought you said you were going to do this, and now you're doing that, as if you can't change your mind. It's upset their thought pattern. It's all out of kilter. Well, it's none of their business. So be careful what you tell people, even parents and people around you who are close. Be careful of what you tell them until something is more solid and confirmed, and what you want to do has a deeper value to it. Always look towards how you want to be yourself. Do you want people to keep asking you what you want to do, where you want to go? Because some people do, because they want to be the centre of attention all the time. Well, that's dull and boring, and they don't do much anyway in life. They make half the stories up just so people will ask them questions. So that's really of no consequence. But for the majority of people, they want actually to go forward and just do what they want to do and see who they want to see and go to different restaurants and go out for holidays or whatever they want to do. It's their business and they want to keep it that way. They don't want to share everything with everybody around them just because it's cheap conversation and it's something which actually gives somebody else some sort of kind of pleasure just to understand what you're doing, and that's it. After that they finish. They don't care. They've taken all the information from you they want. They're satisfied that it's not very much and it's dull and boring, and they move on. But they won't forget it. So at a moment when they've nothing better to do, they will ask you, and what did you do and how did you do this and all that kind of thing. And of course it's none of their business. You're not here to update people with the rest of your life. You're not a soap opera. You're nothing of the sort. It depends on the type of person you are. Most people want to keep most things private. They will tell basically a few people around them what they're doing, or if they're going on holiday or whatever. But if you actually open your life to every Tom, Dick and Harry, then you'll find you really haven't got much left, because everybody will know all about it, and it'll look cheap and tawdry and pathetic, and you'll actually try and see things which in there which actually give you some pleasure, and the pleasure element will dissipate. It will go, and then you'll have to look for something else. And if you keep on repeating this, you'll find that your happiness level in life will dwindle. It'll go down, and people ultimately will find you dull and boring, because there's nothing really good about you, because you don't do anything substantial, that is, to make them feel it's of interest to them. And of course that in itself is of no purpose, but the people do that because quite often they've nothing better to do, and a lot of people are just plain nosy. They want to know so that they can look towards you and other people and look at them and see what the difference is and what they're doing, and compare and all of that kind of thing. And you don't want to be part of that scenario. Keep your information to yourself unless it's really, really funny or something a bit comical which you can share. But if it's not that, then keep it to yourself and only share with those you can trust around you. You'll find life will get far, far better. And all of these people who are wanting more information, tick here if you want this, tick here if you want that, tick here, we will send you this, tick here. Don't tick them. Otherwise you'll get bombarded with more spam and even more spam and stuff you don't want. And we've got 2 days towards the sale. We've got 24 hours towards the sale, 18 hours towards the sale, 12 hours towards the sale, 6 hours towards the sale, your final 6 hours before the sale, and endless emails like that coming through, just bombarding you so they can try and extract more money from you. Don't do that. You know what you want, and if you want something, you'll keep it in your mind and go and get it. Don't allow other people to play around with you for their existence.